a 9:30 a.m. London game of the week is the Los Angeles Rams and the adopted NFL team of the United Kingdom, the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm surprised that it has taken them this long to be playing over there at this point. However, it's the Jags, right? Like last week, I think that we all like had the conversation of, oh, we knew it was only a matter of time before the Jacksonville Jaguars were exposed. And you have the LA Rams, who I suppose you could say the exact same thing about. So curious to see. I could care less that Jacksonville is listed as the home team. This is a neutral site. Who do you think has the edge here? Richie. Rams, Jags.
Well, before I get deep into that, there is a storyline that needs to be brought up that is absolutely absurd with this game, and it's about Greg Newsome. Greg Newsome was with the Cleveland Browns a few weeks ago, and he was in London. He came home from his London trip, tired, getting ready for the next week. His agent calls him, you've been traded to the Jags. Gets ready, gets plays with the Jags. Now he's got to go back to London for the second time. He's taking 2 trips to London in 3 weeks.
Damn. He's like, damn it.
Greg Newsome, man. Can you imagine that? Going to London and back and then getting traded and having to go back to London again?
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot of traveling. Shout out to Greg Newsome, man. Hopefully he can have a great game because
so I would have had a phantom hamstring injury. Be like, hey, man. And so I got to go see a specialist while I'm gone. I'll be back.
This is going to be a great game. The Jaguars and the Rams. Liam Cohen is really impressive to me. I think he's a big reason why the Jaguars are 4-2. I think that another storyline with this game is how the Rams are operating their scheduling of travel. So the Rams just played in Baltimore. The Rams versus the Ravens, right, in Baltimore on the East Coast. They're still in Baltimore right now. They've been practicing in Baltimore all week on a practice field, by the way, for a baseball field. And they're treating this like they were going from West Coast to the East Coast, basically. So they're flying out to London Friday, tomorrow. Just like they would if they're in the West and they're playing on the East Coast, they fly out to the East Coast on Friday. So they're staying on the East Coast all week instead of flying out early in the week. I thought that was an interesting way. It's unique how a lot of these teams have their own schedule on when they go out early in the week or late in the week, but they're doing it in a way where they're in Baltimore practicing all week.
So wait a minute.
I get it though.
They stayed in Baltimore after the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It makes sense though.
It does, but
think about if they were flying from California.
Because you're getting adjusted Eastern time. It's just big.
Yeah.
So now the Sunday game's gonna be like a 1:00 game for their time.
Yeah, they didn't want to make it feel like really bad. Like, because that longer flight, add another 3 hours to the long flight they already got to take. That can be a lot.
And the time zone.
To minimize it. Yeah. I did want to bring something up. Low key, you know how we've been on this show and we keep on every other day talking about, maybe the top 3 MVP candidates. I had no idea, but Matthew Stafford, have you looked at his numbers?
Yeah.
Why is he not a top 3 candidate?
He's a dark horse. Because Sam Darnold exists. That's why.
No. He number 1 in the league in yards, tied 3rd for touchdowns. He only got 2 picks. Come on, man.
Where's Tua on that ranks?
And we're not going there, Richie.
Curious. He's usually at the top in these categories at this stage of the year.
Here you go.
All right. Well,
I'm just saying, Matthew Stafford.
Dark horse.
Amazing football.
But you know what's a big narrative with the Rams, and this is going to be a big test for Matthew Stafford in the MVP race, is Puka being injured. Number 1, is he fully healthy? Number 2, is he going to be able to play? Baker Mayfield has all the injuries in the world, which is why he's my MVP. This is going to be a big game. I think that if the Jaguars are able to win this game, we have a real conversation about them at 5-2. And the AFC South is really competitive. This is a big week for the AFC South because you got Houston at 2-3 on Monday Night Football. That's a really good game. Houston versus Seattle. If the Texans are able to get a win and the Jaguars win, you got the Colts still trying to claim the first seed of the AFC big time. And the Rams, they're able to get an ugly win. They did not look great against the Ravens here. So we'll see. No. But I'm going to go with the Rams in this matchup. I think that Sean McVay is going to have that team ready to go. It's going to be a really entertaining game that goes down to the wire, but I'm not super confident in that. I do like the Jaguars this year. I'm not going to lie.
So who are you picking?
The Rams.
Oh.
So I'm probably going to be picking the Rams again. And so many of you who have tuned in this show know my thoughts on Trevor Lawrence and how I think he is as a quarterback. I think that he'll make a couple of key mistakes. I don't see the Rams scoring as many points as they have been so far this year. Like, once you take away the Ravens game last week, which I think was a fluke, and week 1 against the Texans where they only scored 14, like, this team like rattles off 30. I have a feeling that it's going to be closer than people are willing to expect. I don't know what the spread is, but I would probably take the Jags at plus points, but still think that Matthew Stafford gets over the fact that Puka may not be at 100% even if he does play. But give me the LA Rams 24-14.
The
So
Jags.
when I talk about the Rams, I always forget he's still on that team, dude.
Me too. The Jags will come back down to earth in this game. I'm not high on the Jags either. They've had a solid start, but I think this is the week it starts cracking. This is the week they start to show, the back and forth of winning, losing, creeping the hope to get in the playoffs. I believe in the Rams. The Rams are tried and true. The coaching staff, they're a tough team. Without Puka, they still do have Adams. All of that stuff matters, man. And you got a quarterback playing at an MVP level right now, low key. I got to go with Rams in this. And not only am I going to go with them, I'm going to go 31-17 over the Jags.
At the Philadelphia Eagles and the Minnesota Vikings. It's the 12 o'clock slate. Have the Philadelphia Eagles, who have suffered back-to-back losses, and you have the Minnesota Vikings, where I got to see if J.J. McCarthy is set to play or if it's still Carson Wentz. Let's take a look at this Vikings injury report. While I'm looking at that, I'm going to start off with TD on this one. What do you got, my friend? Vikings and the Philadelphia Eagles.
This is a scary game for guess who?
For the Philadelphia
Jalen Hurts.
Oh.
Because last week he let his team down. He doesn't do that often, but last week he let him down. Now you got to deal with a Brian Flores defense that may be sending pressure on you, making you get rid of the ball quick. Yeah, man, you got to show up and show out in this one. And the Eagles should beat the Vikings. But Hurts, man, see, this is what I'll say. The only way the Eagles lose this game is if Hurts loses the game. He doesn't play well. This is a game that they should win. It shouldn't even be a competition. I mean, the offense for the Vikings, they have the weapons and everything, but they haven't been flowing at an optimal level. This should easily be an Eagles win, but something tells me that Brian Flores is going to dial some stuff up for Hurts. He may struggle again, and the Vikings can edge out a victory right here, and this will be crazy. It's like, how can you bet against the Eagles right here? But you know what? Vikings win this game 24-23.
Oh, you got an upset for the Philadelphia Eagles. 3 straight losses for Philly, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, that's tough, Richie.
I think they're trying to cater to the force feeding of the receivers instead of the flow of what they've built. Because they've had success just running the football and taking opportune passes.
All right, Richie.
Yeah, man. I mean, the Vikings are just going to live in the shadows of the big mistake they made in the offseason. I don't have them being super successful this year. And you can laugh all you want, but time will keep proving that to be true. I got the Philadelphia Eagles bouncing back. I think that they are due for a big win. I think this is going to be a big game. But Kevin O'Connell's such a good coach, man. Like, he's going to be coaching this team up to be winning, but they're not going to be 14 wins again like last year because my boy, ain't there no more. Sling that thing around. Top passer in the NFL down the field, not even close. But I think that the Eagles are going to get a bounce-back win, even though, have they lost 2 in a row, the Eagles?
2 in a row.
2 in a row, yeah. All right, give me the Eagles in this game on the road. Carson Wentz is still the quarterback. I know they got JJ. Jordan Addison's healthy or not suspended anymore. Give me Philadelphia on the road, man.
Man, it's tough because I am dangerously close to siding with TD for the Minnesota Vikings this week. It all really depends from how I'm looking at all of this. Is Jalen Carter going to play? He was a full practice on Wednesday, which is ideal. When Jalen Carter hasn't been out on the field, this defense is just not the same. And we even teased this during the offseason where people were like all about this Philadelphia Eagles defense being like, oh no, it doesn't matter. Next man up, because we raise a lot of questions about them losing out on Milton Williams. We raised a lot of questions when Josh Sweat, when he also left in free agency. And this team has taken a significant step back when it comes into overall production. Like, they are 23rd in the NFL for defensive DVOA through 6 weeks of the season. Massive fall off. You could say that it's because Carter has not been out there, particularly last game. And he was hurt, I want to say, the week before as well. He's healthy again. So can they cause that sort of disruption and get in Carson Wentz's head? Give me the Philadelphia Eagles. I think that they bounce back. Patriots and the Titans. The New England Patriots and the Tennessee Titans. We did preview this one last night on the AFC East Roundtable. So I suppose we won't need to go too deep to this.
You didn't, or did you?
I did. And so I said it was going to be close.
Yeah,
it's not going to be a blowout, especially when you consider, like, yeah, I think that Patriots players are going to want to play for Vrabel, like, as he goes into Tennessee.
Yep.
But then you also need to look that teams with a brand new interim head coach do have a winning record. And so I do think that there is something to be said about that. So I don't think that Tennessee is just going to roll over and die in this game. And so I think that they are going to keep it close. I foresee a lot of weird things happening during this game.
Yeah.
Like weird stuff. Special teams turnovers, perhaps, like some blocked field goals, perhaps, something along those lines. It's going to be a weird watch. But right now, so the Pats are 7 points favorites. I have Tennessee covering. I still think that, so the Pats walk away like 24-20.
Yeah, I have the Patriots winning as well, but now I'm probably going to change my prediction. I probably got it like 31-17. They're about to destroy the Tennessee Titans. The Patriots are the team to beat. You know, there's no more looking back. They control their division right now, and they got the best quarterback in the division. So at the end of the day, they're going to be able to win games they should win, and that's the Tennessee Titans. They're not going to lose. Richie going to have.
It's going to be a weird one. Rich, what do you got?
Richie, what?
You going to have them losing.
The Patriots and Titans.
They should win this game. They got back-to-back easy opponents, and I think the Patriots going to take advantage of. You got to look at the interim head coach potentially. You never know. First game getting a win, but this is definitely a game I got the Patriots winning. Mike Vrabel going back to Tennessee for a homecoming. I mean, the Titans are a mess, dude. They are an organization that fires a GM and head coach every year, and obviously they should never have got rid of Mike Vrabel. And I think that, you know, Mike Vrabel and his Patriots are going to be ready to go. They're going to play their fundamental style of football and get the job done on the road.
Y'all know that I am a Bears advocate. I've been a Bears advocate for a while. I'm a big Caleb Williams believer. I like what they've done in the offseason of protecting the young man with the offensive line. I have a funny feeling that New Orleans goes into Chicago and pulls off an upset during this game. This New Orleans Saints team, as we've said, has been perhaps one of the best 1-5 teams in NFL history. They've been playing semi-decent football. I would say that Spencer Rattler is looking pretty good, all things considered. Year one of the rebuild. They've been playing just about every single game close. Every single one of them, with the exception against the Seattle Seahawks earlier in the season, have beaten the spread every single week, with the exception of the Seattle Seahawks. Give me the New Orleans Saints with a fourth quarter victory. Last second, 24-23.
Listen, you trying to find the upset. That's just call it what it is. The Bears are going to win this game. The Bears are starting to come on. Ben Johnson, you see, you know, Ben Johnson, a brand new coach for a team that was bad, just like Aaron Glenn. But we know who the real coach is. You know, we know who the actual impactful one is, which is Ben Johnson. Make something out of nothing, and they're getting confidence out there in Chicago. And it's starting to show on the field. They're making plays. Caleb's feeling himself.
Listen, man, the Chicago Bears are a team now that are coming off a big win on Monday night. Caleb Williams playing better. There's a lot of confidence around that football team right now. DeAndre Swift is becoming a real weapon in that running game through the air. He had a big touchdown in that game. The defense, that win against the Washington Commanders really put them on the map. And I think the Saints, I think that's just who the Saints are. They're never going to win. They're just going to keep being tough in these games. It's like, I don't know. This is going to be another one of those games that we probably look at and we're like, yep, Saints are good, but not good enough to win. So give me the Chicago Bears in this game.
How much time do we really need to spend with the Kansas City Chiefs at home versus the Las Vegas Raiders?
None. Chiefs.
Like that's a question. I think all three of us are probably on the same page. I think that Kansas City just completely dog walks this team. If any of you guys have any takes that might suggest that maybe they keep it close, I'm willing to entertain it. However, I think Kansas City gets this done.
I agree.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
Chiefs go back on top.
So how about we talk about a damn game that, oh my God, it's giving me an aneurysm just thinking about it because I have no idea who to select here. We have Indiana Jones and the Colts heading on into SoFi Stadium to play the Los Angeles Chargers. The current first seed in the AFC is going up against the LA Chargers, 4-2. Desperately missing some of their offensive line. Herbert has been the most pressured quarterback for the past 3 weeks, most sacked. A lot of people were talking about that LA needs to hit for another wide receiver at the trade deadline. But what do you say? I'd tell you this is probably the biggest test of this Indianapolis Colts team already. I think it's the biggest test for both teams. And as you know, as Richie has told you when he was just recently in Los Angeles, we feel bad for the Chargers because they have 17 away games each and every single season because nobody comes to watch these teams in Los Angeles. We got Richie, Colts, the LA Chargers.
The Chargers are not great.
Like paper tigers is what you're saying.
Like paper the Chargers are boring, man. Like how you let the Dolphins almost beat you like that? And if you're supposed to be a contender, supposed to be a division leader.
Yeah, we know what this is about.
Like, what are we doing? I've said this about the Chargers before they versed y'all. It's not just against you. I feel like
that team that beat the Chiefs.
Who beat the Chiefs?
The Chargers.
What week of the season was that?
Doesn't matter.
Week 1's a lie. Always has been. Always will be. So I'm not reading into that. I think that the Colts, I'm riding the Daniel Jones hype train, man. I think they're going to go in there. Jonathan Taylor, Offensive Player of the Year. I think Tyler Warren is a rookie stud. You got all the weapons you possibly need. I don't know. I think that if the Colts win, bro, and get the 6-1, beating the Chargers, and if the Chiefs beat the Raiders, then you have a tie in the AFC West division at 4-3. That's my prediction.
I really don't think that there's going to be much of a home field advantage for LA. I still think, man, that their offensive line issues, they desperately need Joe Alt back. They desperately need that man to come back right before I start putting confidence in that squad again. With Jonathan Taylor, in my opinion, is the best running back in the NFL through 6 weeks already. I think that he continues that trajectory. I think that this LA Chargers defense has really not been living up to expectations as they did last year. I think the Indianapolis Colts win this game pretty convincingly and pretty confidently here.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, 30-20 TD.
The Colts are going down, ladies and gentlemen. They are going to lose going across country to LA. What time is this game? Is this a 1 o'clock or a 4:05?
It is a 4:05
in LA.
All right, 4:05 game. Yes, the Chargers are going to be all over this one, man. I got the Chargers winning this game 27-24. It will be a thriller. It will come down to the end. Harbaugh, this is the Chargers game right here. You keep that lead over the Chiefs as they're getting on fire, and nobody's gonna look down on the Colts, but everybody's gonna realize the AFC is just that wide open. The Colts have played good football. They played good football. They have some quality wins, but this is going to be their hardest test, in my opinion. Yeah, the Chargers have O-line issues, but you know what? Those guys are getting a little bit more camaraderie together and getting used to playing together, and they run a lot of max protect as well. So The Colts will get at Herbert. It'll be a rough go, but they'll do enough to win the game because the Colts, if they could score on the Chargers at ease, then yeah, man, well, it's time to go ahead and start talking favorites in the AFC. And the Colts would be up there if they get this win, in my opinion. But if the Chargers win this game, man, oh man, you got to think of it like this. The only slip up was really the punch in the mouth with all the injuries.
And you already know where we're putting them on, and that just so happens to be on Sleeper Picks. In fact, as I am pulling up the games as we speak, some of my favorite picks, I want to say, is a DK Metcalf touchdown.
Like,
so I think that, yeah, love DK in the end zone, especially without Calvin Austin out on the field. Love Jalen Warren over 44.5 rushing yards. I really think that this is the over day for the Pittsburgh Steelers offensive weapons, especially against this team.
And you got to get on Arizona on this one. I mean, Aaron Rodgers. You got to get something with his line.
Yeah. With Rodgers specifically, his line right here is over 220 passing yards. Easy. Absolutely easy. I'm going with this one. But Cincinnati, here's the thing. I feel like Jamar has to find the end zone tonight, right? I feel like he has to. I feel like Joe Flacco, based off of all of the headlines I've been reading, it sounds like that Flacco is really wanting to get Jamar Chase the football. And why wouldn't you? Especially with the type of talent that he brings to the table. But guys, signing up for Sleeper, you get a free $20 just for signing up. And say that you do put down a deposit, they're matching it up to 100% of $100. So you don't want to miss out on this opportunity. Let us know your parlays. Send it to us over on X so we can decide to fade or tell you and celebrate you on these shows. In case you ever do end up hitting it big, we would love to see what you're cooking up over on Sleeper Picks.